Seem like you got a lot, you know a lot. So let's break down each of those things that you have accomplished. Let's start with the pediatrician, right? So let's give the overview of what you actually do, and then talk a little bit about how you're able to change and impact the lives of the kids that you get to encounter.
Yeah. So being a pediatrician is amazing. Of course, I'm biased, but I think it's the best job in the world. Because I feel like as a doctor, you think about emergencies and sick, cases and, people dying in coding, which a lot of that is a part of being a doctor and it's unavoidable. The thing I love about pediatrics is I spend a lot of my time taking care of healthy kids and building relationships with them and their families, discussing, what's to come, how they should advance, how they should develop. And that brings me so much joy because personally, I don't need to see someone who's on the brink of death every day with every patient. Like that
Yeah.
becomes a lot. Sometimes I just want to talk to the family, say, hey, your kid is normal. This is what you can expect, moving forward. And of course, like starting from the newborn visit, which is when I first see babies, like literally after birth, usually within the next 2 to 3 days, they see me for the first time. And so, seeing parents who, especially new parents who have no idea what to do with this child, no idea what to expect, all the questions, and being able to talk them down and talk them through the process. And literally within that first like 2 weeks, I'm seeing some of these kids, every couple of days. And so you really develop such a strong and meaningful relationship with the kids and the parents. And then what's beautiful is that you get to see that child grow into literally an adult. I see, kids, quote unquote, up until they're 22 years old. So they're now grown-ups. And I get to start from the beginning and then see how they grow and progress, which I really love. And then, of course, you have your sick kids who have chronic illnesses, or who come in really sick and need emergency care. And you have to just be, really quick on your toes and making the right diagnosis. Because I think the thing that can be a little bit scary about being a primary care pediatrician is you're the first point of contact. So you generally, when something's wrong with the kid, unless it's like very obvious and super emergent, parents are coming to you even before they go to the ER. They're coming to you to determine if they need to see a specialist. And there can be subtle things that, may not jump out at you or at parents as being something that's wrong, and you have to be the person to catch that. So that can be, a little tricky sometimes because you got to be on your toes. You got to treat every single patient with all of your attention. And you don't want to miss anything, but it also is something that keeps it interesting. You also have to know a lot about a lot. So again, as a primary care pediatrician, if I were to specialize, let's say as a cardiologist, as a heart doctor, you got to know a lot about the heart. But anything else, you're like, okay, that's not really a problem. But I got to know a lot about the heart and the stomach and the brain and everything else, because again, if something goes wrong in any of those things, I need to be able to catch that and send it on. But I enjoy that part. Like I said, no day is the same from one day to another. It starts with a healthy newborn to a kid who's in DKA, which is a diabetic crisis for the first time, who didn't even know they had diabetes, to now dealing with lots of the COVID things on the front line. So it's definitely a very interesting job, and I love the variety of it.